The Sunfallen Road, Chapter 20. He led me deep into the forest until we came upon a cottage, brightly lit from within. A man opened the door and gazed out into the night. He greeted the werewolf in French. "Hello, hello, come in, Grey," he said happily as we approached the door. "But who is your lovely friend?" "One who needs your help," said Grey as we passed over the man's threshold. His common room was a strange one. Many odd devices met my eye, and none of them had purposes I could even begin to imagine. But when I looked at the man himself, I understood what the spirits had said. I could not read him. He was clouded, and presumably with magic. I knew him by not knowing. He looked at me curiously, and then smiled and gestured. "Please, sit." The three of us sat down. Grey looked very peculiar sitting on a human chair, with his shaggy fur and great height. "What is your name, my friend?" asked the man. I told him. "Lovely. My name is Abel Montblanc," he said, and shook my hand. "A pleasure. Now, what is it you seek?" "Etienne Guibert," I responded. He blinked and looked at Grey, who only nodded. "Etienne Guibert," he said. "I have not heard that name in a very long time." "Tell me about it," I said. "Oh, they say it is a wondrous lost city, beautiful to behold, in the Middle East, and yet not in it. Below it, above it, behind it." "I don't understand." "Etienne Guibert is not so much a place as it is a spiritual dimension," Abel explained. "It is nearly impossible to find the door, and once you do find it, well, only one I know of has survived it to pass this way again." "Etienne Guibert is a murderer, then?" "I think that perhaps it is less a murderer and more a test," said the man, and Grey nodded. "To want what you want cannot be easy to achieve. For a vampire to become human again involves a transformation not only of body, but also of soul, and I would imagine that kind of process could kill a body quite easily if they were not up to the task." I considered. "How did this other survive it?" "He fasted, and he prayed, and he did a lot of both," said Abel. "Other than that, I cannot say." His face darkened. "Be warned, however. If a vampire who has passed through this place and survived ever drinks blood again of any kind, they will be damned once again, even if they do not take the life of the one they drink from." I thought about all he had said. I thought about praying, but to what God? I thought about fasting. Would I starve or go mad, killing as I had in the past? Nevertheless, I knew I had to do it. He saw the determination in my face. "Very well, I will do what I can to help you." Grey got to his feet and said, "I will bid both of you farewell. Melpomene, I wish you luck in your quest. If you survive to pass this way again." I smiled. "Maybe I will see you again." He rested a large furry hand on my head, in blessing, I thought, and shuffled out of the door. Abel rifled through some of the tools he had on his many tables and came up with a curious object that looked just like a music box. It was of mahogany, tooled with silver, and had a winding key on one side. On its top, it was emblazoned with two spirals, one clockwise, one counterclockwise. "You will need this, but I must ask payment for it," he said. "I have plenty of money." "I ask not for money, but for rubies," he said. I blinked. Somehow, I immediately knew what he meant. "You want my blood?" "I haven't lived this long by giving things away for free, Melpomene," said the mage. "If it is Etienne Guibert you seek, you will need this device." "What does it do?" "It transcends space and time," said Abel. "When you enter the trial, you will need to wind it all the way." "How do I know you're telling the truth?" He laughed. "You don't. But even if you do give me some of your blood, you're no worse off than you were before." He had a point. "Very well," I said. He picked up a knife with a steel blade and a flask. I cut my wrist and let the blood flow into the glass, looking curiously at how dark it was even after it met the oxygen. He took a full pint. When the flask was full, he took it from me, and I held my wrist outwards as the cut sealed over. He corked the bottle and put it on a shelf without looking at it. He smiled and thrust the mahogany box at me. I took it without comment. I will tell you something, Melpomene. Etienne Gebert is a trying mistress. She will test you, and she will try you harder than you have ever been pushed. Remember that, but also remember the promised reward at the end of the Sunfallen Road. I looked at him with sudden knowing. You were a vampire. You passed through Etienne Gebert. He nodded. Yes, but you must tell no one that you know this about me. Do you understand? His face was suddenly stern. I nodded. I suppose it is only fair to provide you with directions, he said, guiding me to the door. Go east from here, towards Salzburg. Do you know it? I nodded. I had once worked for Salzburg's regent. Very well. Hasten, for time waits for no man. I looked at him and blinked. He smiled. Go in peace, Melpomene. And smiling still as I walked into the night, he closed the door behind me. I was thirsty. Sunrise was not far away. I had to find shelter. I used the speed gift, darting through the night as quickly as I could, opening all my senses to find a nearby house, cave, or other sunproof shelter. It was nearing sunrise when I discovered a cottage abandoned. I flitted inside and shut the door. Working as quickly as I could, I pulled boards from the walls and the floor and barricaded the windows. I put on all my clothes and leaped into the basement beneath the floor, and stretching out into the furthest, darkest corner, I slept the sleep of the dead.